back to week 3 of the Be Anchored 4-Week Pilates Challenge. I'm so glad you've made it. Today's class is all about posture, so grab your mat. We're going to start in a seated position today. One hand is going to come out to the side and the other behind the head. The elbow is going to come down towards the knee as we twist the spine and then curl up again. So we're going to stay on this side as we tap down and lift up. So keep going, elbow taps to the knee and then reaches up and really focus on bringing that elbow out to the side. Now this can be as easy or as hard as you like. If you're really trying to control this from the powerhouse, from the core, sitting out of your sit bones, then it will be way more challenging. Whereas if you just actually bring the arm in and actually do it quite fast, then it is going to be easy. All right, let's change sides. So the hand comes out to the side, the other hand comes behind the head, and let's tap the elbow and then really try to open up that chest as you bring the elbow open. And then we tap down again and then reach up. We're just getting a little bit of spinal mobility here, working the core, warming everything up. Amazing. Really open up that chest when you bring the elbow open. And then twist down, feeling that little tap, and then reach up again. Let's do one more here. Tap, and lift and open. Okay, let's extend the left leg out, and the right arm is going to follow. And let's tap both down to the mat and lift. Tap down to the mat and lift. So you're drawing that belly button up away from the mat. As you slowly control this movement, you're doing the opposite arm, opposite leg. And I want you to be really focused here about not twisting through the spine. Draw that belly up, use that powerhouse, feel the length in the glutes, drawing up, nice and slow, nice and controlled, amazing. Breathe out to lift, into lower. Breathe out to lift, into lower, 2 to go, last one, and tap down. I want to have a bit of a stretch here, so see if we can reach that arm back to the foot, so grabbing the foot and lifting that up. So you really want to open up the chest, lift the hips high as you grab the back of the foot, and it's just such a beautiful little stretch. You can feel it in the spine, you can feel it in the quads, and you still feel really strong here. Extend the arms, let's tap down and change side. Good, so left arm, right leg, we lift and lower. We're breathing out as we lift, in as we lower. And I want you to think about this imaginary pencil in between the shoulder blades. So you're still pushing that mat away, you're still squeezing the shoulder blades down and back. And because we're working the back, so we're working the back muscles, the glute muscles, this really draws the shoulders back. This really lengthens the core as though we have a corset around the spine. And so this is what actually helps our posture. We feel taller, we walk more confidently, and it's so good for the health of the spine. It feels like we're creating space in between the spine as well. So really trying to think about lengthening through the spine. It's almost like you're being pulled from the hair here as you lengthen the spine. And let's reach back for that beautiful stretch, grabbing the toes and lifting up. So good. Press stretch, always good to release the arms. Okay, let's come down to the belly. We're going to be drawing that belly up away from the mat. Our eyes are going to be on the mat. And we're going to lift the right arm and lower. Lift the left arm and lower. Keep going here as I give you a few prompts. So even though this is slightly easier, we're going to progress it in a moment, but I just want to correct this technique and get it right for the first time. So we still have that imaginary pencil in between our shoulder blades. So we are drawing those shoulders back a little bit. They're not fully extended out because we'd lose the pencil. So slide those shoulders down first as we lift. The next thing I want you to be wary of is sometimes when we lift, we are rocking a little bit in that rib cage, or we're even using the rib cage as a bit of leverage. So see if you can try and draw that rib cage in, slide it down towards the hips, lift the belly up away from the mat, and see how such a small movement can actually be so effective. So again, we're feeling this in our upper back, middle back, and if you're squeezing your glutes, you can even lift the thighs off the mat. Let's progress this. We're going to do scissors and incorporate the legs. So the left leg is going to lift as the right arm extends, and opposite arm, opposite leg. I want to start slow, and then of course we're going to build up to something a little bit faster. So still drawing that belly up away from the mat. Really think about that rib cage tucking in. We're not trying to use the rib cage as leverage. Our eyes are on the mat because we want to protect that neck. We want a nice curve in the neck. And we've got 2 more on each side, and then we're going to do double time. We've got 1 more on each side, and let's double time. Go. Draw the belly up away from the mat. No rocking and rolling here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and draw back to that prayer stretch just to release that spine and the middle back a little bit. Well done. Coming back onto the belly, let's lift that belly up away from the mat, really switching on the core. Now I want to actually draw circles with the arms. So we're lifting the elbows up, and even that movement in itself really switches on that shoulder. So getting the shoulders down and back as we lift. And we might even do that a few times where you release and lift. Release and lift. Naturally, your glutes probably will be squeezing, so you're welcome to deliberately do that so the thighs lift off the mat. But I want you to squeeze in between your shoulder blades. Again, particularly if you work and sit at a desk, your shoulders start to curl forward. And so I really want you to focus about now that you're a Pilates girl, we want to actually focus on getting those shoulders down and back, rolling the shoulders back, squeezing them together, and elongating out of that spine. Okay, let's lift and hold, and we're going to circle around, 8 each way. Squeeze, 8, 7, 6, eyes are on the mat. Draw that belly up away from the mat. We've got 4, 3, 2, we're going to reverse. Let's go. Do you still have that squeeze in the shoulder blades? We've got 4, 3, draw the belly up away from the mat. Last one, finish strong and draw back to that prayer stretch. So even though you're feeling that in the middle back, you're probably feeling it middle back, shoulders, core, glutes. It can be really a full body workout. Okay, let's go again, back to the front and back to the back extension. So we've done this one before. Place the fingertips, palms one on top of the other, resting the forehead onto the mat. Let's lift the elbows and lower. So remember, this is the only exercise in Pilates that we actually reverse the breathing. So we actually inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Let's go. We inhale to lift, exhale to lower. You can even lift the thighs off the mat so that you're getting a glute workout. You're feeling this middle back, just where the bra line is, you're feeling. But because we have our shoulders down and back, we still feel that squeeze in the middle back, in the shoulder blades, in the scapula. Eyes are on the mat to protect the neck. And slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. 4 to go. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So good. Ready for the breaststroke arms. So I know we don't do breaststroke like this, but it's called breaststroke in Pilates. So we reach the arms up above the head, circle the arms down by the thigh, we bend the elbows and then reach again. Circle around, bend the elbows and reach. Keep going. Eyes are on the mat to protect the neck. Let's circle those arms around. We bend the elbows and reach. Remember, you're only reaching so far where you still have that shoulder squeeze. So the pencil in between the upper back shoulder blades, you still have that squeeze. You're not fully releasing those arms out. And breathe through this. This one can be really challenging. You're feeling this in the middle back, you're feeling this in the upper back, and you can even switch on that core, draw that belly up away from the mat. Eyes are on the mat to protect the neck and squeeze the glutes so the thighs come off the mat. We've got 4 to go. Nice strong movements. 2. Last one. And relax. So nice. And you can even draw back into that prayer stretch. Coming back down to the mat. We're going to reach the arms back and now bend the elbows. And bend the elbows. And you'll notice that every time you bring the elbows in, you're squeezing the shoulders and you're lifting a little bit more off that mat. And thighs come off the mat as well. Squeeze into those arms. You're not reaching too far above the head. Squeeze, slowly release. Elbows come into the waist. Lift the shoulders off the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Draw the belly up. Eyes are on the mat. Squeeze your butt muscles. It's a full body workout. 4 to go. 3, 2, 1, and you're so strong and amazing. Ready for the tricep flight. Okay, tricep flight. So we're going to squeeze the fingertips together and reach down towards the toes. Let's go. Palms up, palms down. Now we've done this one before, so you know how to do this. So now, once you know how to do an exercise, your job is then to actually perfect that, or at least improve your technique and form. So squeeze the fingertips together. You're rolling the whole arm from the shoulder girdle. Shoulder, arm, elbow is all rotating around, and even the fingertips. So common error here, sometimes we just move the fingertips. So really that whole arm is ringing out. You're feeling it in the shoulders. You're feeling it in the tricep. You might even feel it in the middle back as your shoulders are lifted off the mat. Excellent for our posture. And breathe through it. This is not easy. Even though it's a small movement, it really does take a lot. And a lot of energy, but also a lot of focus. And you will find that it actually fatigues quite quickly. Let's do 10 more seconds. So go really strong from that arm. 8 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can bring the arms above your head because you are so strong. Well done. And you can draw back into that prayer stretch. Really push through that mat. Really lengthen through those arms. And you can pin the hips down and feel a little bit more of a stretch here if that feels good for you. You might drop to your elbows. Bit of a flow to finish class. So you can come up onto the hands here. So strong arms here, and I want you to flow back to that prayer stretch. And then release the arms again as you drop the hips, look up towards the sky. And you can even lift the back thighs off the mat if you like. And then back into that prayer stretch, draw the belly up. Let's do that 2 more times. So we bring the hips down towards the mat, we look up towards the sky. You can even lift the legs off the mat if you like, or drop them down. Just be really mindful of your lower back here, and then we flow through that again. Relax. And this time on the flow, we're going to flow into a downward dog. So we'll come up to strong arms, and then here we're going to tuck the toes under and push up to that downward dog. Let's walk the legs out and then we reverse it. So we drop the knees down, we pin the hips down and we extend up. Last one here, let's reverse it again, go into that downward dog position, hips high, walk the legs out. So nice. Drop the knees and drop the hips, feel the length in the arm. And press stretch to release. Just a reminder, with any of these classes, you're welcome to repeat them over again. Pilates is actually a practice that you do want to repeat over and over again. It takes time to rehearse, to practice, to get good at the exercises. So they are designed for repetition. Don't be afraid of hitting repeat and doing the same class twice. They are short for a reason though, because they're designed for the busy woman in mind. We know that it's hard to find those small pockets of time for ourselves. And so this is being designed so that you can feel like you are achieving something. You can tick that box. It's a small, achievable workout. You're feeling like you've got way more energy and you can achieve a lot more for the rest of the day. Don't forget to have your protein, drink plenty of water, and if you couple these Pilates classes with a whole foods, clean diet that is high and rich in protein, you will see dramatic results in your mind, your body, and your spirit. Don't forget, you are stronger than you think. Thanks for joining me.